Alright, what's up YouTube? Today we are gonna talk about Goku Black. Today we're gonna talk about him, his position in the game, what he does, his spot on a team, the new stuff he got in the patch, his specials, yada yada yada. But anyways, we're gonna do it, we're gonna go. You know, if this video gets 1,000 likes, I'll shave my head. No, I'm just kidding, because they probably would. I'm not gonna shave my head. So, where does Goku Black go on a team, right? First and foremost, to start at the beginning, he's a point character. You know, before he used to be an anchor character way back when, you know, Land Before Time when the game first came out. But now he's more so a point character because of all of the things that have changed about him, and we'll kind of talk about that a little bit. First, most importantly, Goku Black is a neutral monster, right? There's other characters like, you know, S. Brawly, damage, you know, he hits you, you explode. Gogeta 4, you know, king of everything, right? Because that character is just that good. Vegito, before the nerf, a great all-rounder, but top 1 assist in the game, right? Defensively speaking, you play him in the back, dude, and you just match assists. He was a defense god. His defense was so good, he was actually playing offense. GT Goku, just super ignorant. Nappa, super ignorant, right? Each character has their own little spot that they fit in, and Goku Black is, I'm a neutral monster. Well, why is he a neutral monster? Okay, well, first of all, 5S, right? This has God Key properties. What does that mean? I'm glad you asked. If I do this, I go through all normal key blasts, right? But it comes with the warning sign, right? You know, if you fight somebody else with God Key, you're gonna lose if they have multiple key blasts, you know, like Z-Brawly. Because it's just fair for some reason. Just had to point that out there. But outside of that, you know, you pick and choose, right? And don't try to sneak anything in because, you know, these don't have God Key. But outside of that, 5S is really good for characters like Vegeta, Baby, characters like the Controller Neutral that don't have God Key. So again, if they pull up to you and they try to pull a fast one like this, you just go in behind it and then you just have fun in the sun, right? Another great neutral tool that he has is 2-3 Success, which recently got buffed in I think the last patch, where it actually became an anti-air move, right? So he has anti-air properties. If I could time this. There we go. You see the blue aura around him, right? That defines it as anti-air properties. So only light version does have anti-air properties for some reason. Just keep that in mind. And as well as dive kick, right? And the reason I bring this up is because neutral also involves movement, and dive kick is a great movement tool. As you can see, it's a moving hitbox. Same thing with God Slicer, it's a moving hitbox, right? So neutral monster, he could just zoom all over the screen. He's a neutral monster. He has great specials to move around the screen. He has God Slicers, light, medium, heavy. They all move him pretty far. He has the dive kicks, okay. This is great for positioning. They're all moving hitboxes, right? Even on the ground, you can just kind of, you know, YOLO out. You're kind of just moving around, right? And all of a sudden you do God Slicer and anti-air properties, right? Even the air version. Doesn't matter how early they super dash you. You're anti-air the whole way through. Sometimes this will happen, but you know, what can you do, right? You did a little too late, a little too early. You decide to do medium, right? But the important thing is you get out of that danger zone. You're not going to get punished here. This is very imperative that I talk about this because people are going to be screaming at me saying, why didn't you tell me, Cloud? So when it comes to doing EX God Slicer or even medium God Slicer in the neutral, yeah, you have to make sure you call an assist because if your opponent crouch and blocks, they could 2H you. Okay, I guess it's only EX God Slicer. Yeah, EX God Slicer will get 2H'd. So make sure you do something like this. Oh my god, that's too slow. Ooh! There you go. So cover yourself. Don't get caught lacking. You can do M God Slicer if you want to because it looks harder to punish. He still has one of the best 2H's in the game. We used to meme this and call it the 2H of God, which I'm surprised they didn't nerf it, right? If I remember correctly, yeah, it does have some anti-key blast properties. It has some anti-key blast properties. It goes mad far. And so it's still one of the better 2H's in the game. His reward is pretty good from it, right? Especially with special tag being a thing in the game now. But the craziest thing that he's gotten from the current patch, or one of them to say the least, is auto combo getting buffed. He already had a good auto combo, right? It went pretty far, okay, especially the third part of it. was already a great move. It had a great hitbox on top of it. But they said, what if we made it an anti-air? So you could actually be more ignorant with him now. This is already an ignorant auto combo, but they said, what if we made it more ignoramus? So keep it in mind. It's like Gogeta 4, right? Kefla, where the fact is just anti-air invulnerable, or air to ground invulnerable, I should say. Goes far, does everything for you. There's not really a reason to not use it from time to time when your opponent's in the air. And I think it even has Ki Blast properties on the last hit, right? Yeah, okay, so it even has Ki Blast properties, or anti-Ki Blast properties on the last hit. Just to add an extra thing of why it's so good, you know. Now, another thing they made better is his command grab, right? And this is kind of a double dip thing from the last patch and this current patch. Last patch, they buffed beams across the board so you could super dash all of them. Well, it also applies to the command grab. You could, and it gives you a smash property. But the cool thing about it too, but it's also the bad thing, is on whiff, you still get the super dash, right? I mean, you still get the beam. But the bad thing is, you still get the beam. So it's a double-edged sword, you know. If your opponent manages to jump out of it, they can punish you. There we go. I mean, you could make it harder on your opponent by super dashing. But yeah, good luck. If you're going to get punished, you at least choose the way you get punished, right? The art of getting hit. Shoutouts for those of you that saw that video. There's a video about choosing how to get hit, and this is one of the ways to choose how to get hit. Appreciate those of you that saw that. But again, it's a double-edged sword. And of course, he has his reversal super. As we all know, he needed it. That's funny. Yeah, he got a reversal level 1 because he needed it. Why not? Which, you know, funny enough, I believe he teleports to the opponent if he gets the hit. Yeah, so they actually thought about, you know, how to make this work from basically anywhere now. If I recall correctly, he used to not teleport. Another thing that they did for him is they buffed his teleport. He already kind of had mix, right? Before the whole thing is Goku Black didn't have mix. And then he was able to do this. Once they brought in the universal float from any special, he was able to do this, right? Forgive me as I'm messing it up. This is not easy on small characters. There we go. Got it. Once they added the universal mechanic of floating from anything outside of regular jumps, whether it's super dash, right? Or, you know, God Slice or things like that, he was able to mix like this. It is something he heavily needed. But now, the fact that he could hold EX, or any teleport really, gives him the option to do things like this now, you know? Which I think is pretty good. Because now you can choose to go high, you can go low, you can command grab, you can left, right, you can make your opponent think you're going to cross up, you can float forward, and then hold back. Like that. Give them the illusion, opt to go for the low. You can go for the command grab when you land. They buffed it, made it a little faster, so it's more mixed now, you know. Technically, a grappler, you could say characters with command grabs are technically grapplers, and being technically correct is the best kind of correct, according to Futurama. You know what I'm saying? Although the one buff I wish they did was they let you choose to stay in front or behind, but that's neither here nor there. They did alter it a little bit, which I think is fine. Another thing to note too is the recovery speed of the ground and air one. This one takes 24 frames to recover, the ground one takes 32, so you have to keep that in mind. There's a point in time where beam assists were just no longer good. They were terrible. In fact, they're probably some of the worst assists in the game until they got buffed. Because the big problem with beam assist is before they got buffed, you couldn't confirm off of them by dashing in, right? They would just, you couldn't dash button. You would have to preemptively super dash to get the confirm, which was a huge problem, right? When you add assists like Vegito A doing the job of a beam assist, but also being a defensive assist, but also being a combo extender and also being a combo ender, Also being a neutral, you know, covering and check marking every box. As more assists like that were introduced into the game, beam assists started to phase out. But the fact that they decided to buff the hit stun on it and give you time to convert off of it, all of a sudden it's better. All of a sudden it has new value. Out of nowhere, you know, beam assist became better. And I'm cool with that. If you have all these other assists that are very strong, some would say overpowered, very overbearing, where what used to be the king of assists was phased out, I'm glad that they thought about bringing them back. Because you can run beam assist now, especially for characters like Goku Black that don't really have any other good assists, you know. It's, I guess for block strings, right? Plus 29, but you get the same thing with the beam assist, you know. Plus 30, you get more. The C assists are lacking for characters, right? So I'm glad they gave him and other beam characters where beam was their best assist an actual reason to use that assist. So all in all, through Goku Black's career, I feel that this has to be the strongest he's ever been. So rejoice, Goku Black players. He does have also 2S, a plus on block key blast. I almost forgot about this because you don't really see it too much, but it's another option on top of everything they gave him, right? It's a great way for him to reset his pressure. Granted, his 2L is 0 on block, but if you want to kind of try to steal your turn away, you can 2S. You can disengage with 2S. If you kind of want to just space out from you and your opponent, of course you have your reversal if they super dash at you. So he has a lot of ways to win the neutral and reset his stagger pressure, right? Especially 5S. This is a good move when it comes to just stringing your opponent along. Especially if you space it out to where it is the physical and the key blast. To try to bait your opponent to do something, you 2H the super dash, things like that. So neutral heavy, stagger heavy character, who now has mix. But he shines in the neutral department the most out of everything. But that doesn't mean he can't do other things. So I'm happy for you Goku Black players. Vanilla me is screaming on the inside when I played Goku Black when he first came out. I wish this is the character we had. Because when you put it in retrospect or the grand scheme of things of all the other characters, he's still pretty tame, but he's playable now. He's solid. You know, we don't have to hear no Kami wherever you are, brother. I hope you're doing well. Screaming, that's all he had!
Oh, no! That's all he had! No!
No! That's all he had! We miss you, no Kami. We hope you're well. I hope you find this video and you think, man, Goku Black is back. I'm gonna have to play the game again. I'm glad Goku Black became what he is now. I hope to see more Goku Black players, and those of you that are playing him, that stuck through thick and thin with him. I hope you like the changes that have happened to him. What do I rate Goku Black on a scale of 1 to 10? I give him like a solid 7. Maybe a 7.5 because he got drip. And oh, one more thing, just for me, I just to do this. He has one of the best level 3s in the game, so I might have to make it an 8. Sorry. He has one of the best level 3s in the game, so I might have to make it an 8. I don't know. That's just me, though. Then it pulls out a whole scythe and then beats you with the gang. Alright, I'll catch you guys on the next one. Thanks for watching, and who am I going to do next? I don't know. Like, sub, comment, and I hope y'all been enjoying the content.